What 710, here to read a fanfiction with...
I'm just a guy that's joining him. I'm a roomie, and I guess the current handle I go by is Ungenius just because I'm too stupid to think of anything that sounds good. And is this bad fan fiction?
It's fan fiction that somebody sent me in a video of mine, like a video I made like a couple years ago, actually. One summer I read a Black Butler fan fiction that I just kind of found, and I read through it and I found like spelling errors and anatomy errors.
Wow.
It was actually pretty good. I think it was blocked in Japan.
I wonder why.
Yeah, they're pretty weird there. Actually, the reason it was blocked in Japan was it was because of like what do you call it? Copyright issues.
Oh, of course, not because there's blatant pornographic renditions of favorite characters from. Is this a manga or like an anime?
Yeah, it's both of those actually.
Okay.
This is Black Butler. I'm on Wattpad with one of my several accounts. I don't remember any of the other accounts I ever created for it, but I did make a new account called Cockadoodle Did.
Let's cockadoodle do this, okay?
All right. This is called Beyond My Control. We're going to start with Chapter 1. She named it.
As an aside, I know nothing about this because anime poisons your brain, and I don't like it much.
Alright, also I want to clarify something before we start. I'm not, sucking dick. This is a popsicle, and it's one of those mango cherry ones. It's really good.
Yeah, maybe, put that in there right now. We'll have proof.
Okay, this is by One Hell of a Writer, and it's more of a play on thing, One Hell of a Butler, simply One Hell of a Butler in the show Black Butler.
Is it because African
African
American people are like the devil or something?
No, Demon Butler.
Is he black though?
No.
Then why the hell? Okay, just
common.
Let's stop. We're here for fanfic. Let's go on to it.
Okay. It was now morning time when I was rolling the young master's breakfast.
Rolling. Is it maybe it's like one of those omelets?
No, it's katamari. It's like rolling the food and it's all sticking together.
Is it oh gosh, those really you get a pancake or something just covered in syrup and just roll it up, see what sticks to it, I guess.
I don't know. And I'm going to start with this. Apparently this is first person from Sebastian's perspective, I'm guessing. It doesn't explain anything. I'm making guesses. It was now morning time, and I was rolling the young master's breakfast and morning tea to his bedchambers on the trolley. I knocked on his door and entered his room. I rolled in and said,
combat somersault? No, there's no pronoun. Who's the he in this? Oh gosh.
Nothing you just explain.
It just says next to his bed.
Yeah, I rolled in. I rolled in and sat on the trolley next to his bed. I then walked to his curtains and threw them back. The young master stirred and groaned as I announced, Master, it's time for you to wake up.
Give me 10 more minutes, he whined.
It's not... oh, God. I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that, my lord. You have business to tend to today, I stated as I poured his tea and took the lid off of his breakfast.
But I'm a growing boy, Sebastian, and growing boys need sleep, he mocked, making his voice sound like a little... Oh, see, he's not actually...
He is a little boy.
Then why is he mockingly trying to sound like one?
Because of bad fan fiction. Growing boys need proper meals and growing boys need proper as well, my lord. Oh god, this is Sebastian speaking. Whatever. Okay, a growing boy like yourself can't get that if he's asleep all day.
Fine. He sighed as he sat up. He sighed and sat up on his bed as he exposed that magnificently soft, pale skin of his.
Wait. It's just like
that's an odd thing to focus on.
Yeah.
What's my schedule for today? And would it better be worth my feet touching the floor? So you got like those Arabic princes that just like have those slaves carry them around.
Actually, it's kind of interesting that you mentioned that. There is an Arabic thing. There's like an Arabic guy who shows up in the series.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it is, my lord. I cleared my throat. Who the fuck is talking? We don't state anybody.
You can't use pronouns just by themselves, people.
No. Oh, it is, my lord. I cleared my throat to state the things state the things that needs to be accomplished today. Firstly, you need to have a fencing lesson. Secondly, you have an appointment with the Punton Company representative. Thirdly, Lady Elizabeth is visiting you today. Lastly, there's a letter from Her Majesty, the Queen. With that, I handed him the letter from the Queen with his teeth.
Funtum Company? Do they make it sounds like...
The main character's name is Ciel Phantom, I think.
No.
Basically, the company is Funtum.
It sounds like Whammo. Like they make silly putty and hula hoops. New from Funtum Toys!
Yeah.
His face straightened in a serious manner as he took my hand. Oh, is that you? No pronouns whatsoever, guys.
No.
So just do that. I'll do whoever the he is, I guess.
Don't worry about that. We'll get that later. I
Yeah,
threw a popsicle stick and it didn't make it to the trash.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
His face straightened in a serious manner as he took it from my hands with...
What did he take from his hands?
Okay, bad fan fiction and erotic stuff is bad enough, but if you don't have the decency to put in what it is, then we're just gonna have to start making stuff up.
He took his Sonichu medallion from his hands.
Oh my god. Dear, no foreshadowing, please. We don't want this sort of thing here.
Okay.
His face took it from my hands with his teeth. His body stiffened attentively. His shoulders had risen, chest poked out slightly, and his eyes narrowed on the crisp white envelope.
He opened the letter, and as he read it, he then tilted his head, missing comma. Alright, fuck it. He then tilted his head in a disinterested is not a word.
Okay.
Disinterested and lazy manner. He sipped his tea and continued to read the letter. He sat his tea down on the saucer that was in his lap and handed it to me. A sigh escaped his lips as he folded the letter carefully and placed it back in the envelope, making sure not to wrinkle the paper or tear it. Oh, what is it, master? I said out of curiosity.
Apparently, there's a drug cartel in the Underworld. She, her name is literally, her first name is She. She wants my hands on it right away, he said rather tiredly. Get me dressed. It seems it's going to be quite a long day, the young master offered while briefly looking at me with an authoritative gaze.
Oh boy, you ready to go kill it again?
Gosh.
It's a pronoun. It's
a proper noun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just get let's get to it.
Ciel then threw back the blankets and exposed his beautifully bare body. His skin and his head had this slight glow. It just had this slight glow.
Yeah.
This slight glow.
Yeah, they didn't have good health codes back then. They didn't know radium was bad for you. I think radium baths were all the rage back in Victorian England. I think this is is that?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
That reminded me of the events that took place last night. What events?
Also, that I had to wash the linens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With my considerably unnatural well eyesight, I was able to see my dried up cum that spilled on the white sheets of pillowcases. What?
I just saw cleaning the linens, and I thought, no, they're not just gonna do it that early. And oh look,
it's right there. Like what you see, Ciel said with a smirk.
like what you see. Ciel?
No, Ciel.
Ciel said with Ciel. Ciel said with a smirk while stroking his fingers in his bluish-black bed head.
I smirked at him as I set his empty teacup on the trolley. I walked up to the side of the bed with a little extra sway in my hips. Ciel. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, Ciel stood up on his knees on the bed, and as I neared him, so he was slightly taller than me. The little Earl I once knew wasn't little anymore. He had a more masculine build now, and he was just under my nose in height. Bigger in more than one place.
Foreshadowing. Dick. He wrapped his arms around my neck, and I placed my arms around his waist loosely.
Wait, who?
That was I just heard he, so I guess I'm doing that.
Yeah, he is the main character in the story. Who's on first base? What's on second? I don't know. Third.
All we know about he is that he has no style. He has no grace.
That's good.
He has a funny face.
Yeah. I do like what I see. I smiled seductively.
Ciel.
Yes. Ciel's retracted partially to let his eyes rake my body as he bit his lip.
Just like his eye tentacles just like gouging into the guy's skin.
One of his hands slid down from the back of my neck to the top of my tie. His index finger slipped in the loop and he tugged at it. He caused my tie to loosen. He pulled me into a sudden kiss, and by this I knew what he wanted. But, so he didn't, like, already with the fucking, like, oh, hey, like what you see?
I do like what I see.
You know? Alright. Where the fuck was I? Okay. But due to today's schedule, there will be no time to indulge in pleasure and personal desire.
That's you?
It's I is me, so I'll start every I. I pulled away and grabbed his wrist of the hand that latched onto my tie. He looked at me disapproving and sighed. No time for that, my lord.
Not even a kiss, he whined mockingly.
We both know it's not just a kiss you want, my lord.
You're right, but who cares? I'm horny. That's not horny. Already. Oh, he began to rub his hardening cock against my abdomen as he looked into my eyes in a demanding manner.
No, there's no work to be done, young master. I let go of his hand. What?
You said there's work. You said there's no work to be done. It's like, I hand you this envelope. Look, the Queen of England wants to talk with you. No, there's no work. It says there's work to be done.
Did you forget? I let go of his hand and walked over to the wardrobe to get out of the outfit, and I prepared him to wear it today. Then he started to pull the order card.
Sebastian, this is an order. Get over here and suck mine.
As your butler, I have to do what is best for you and make decisions that are in your best interest. If I indulge in your fleshy desires, you will be off schedule. This will cause us not to be able to get a jump start on this new case from the Queen. Dare I say, you're being childish, my lord. Get a grip and bear with it. I said as I fixed my tie and opened the wardrobe to get out of the outfit I had prepared earlier. Wait, wasn't that already said?
Don't question it.
Okay. Yeah. I turned around to see Ciel looking at me with an angry gaze. I simply ignored his childish moment and walked out in front of him to dress him. His eyes were still locked onto me with the same look on his face. Even though the young man was now 15 years old, he still tends to act his shoe size. The young master, 9-year-olds are like what? No, even if his shoe size is 9
or 12.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 12-year-old. I don't know.
Maybe 12-year-olds, but no. Fuck. That's so fucking.
On with it.
Get on with it. Even though the young master was the shoe size. Young master, would you please get down here so I can dress you? I requested.
Fine, he said, as he lifted his arms from his sides and fell back onto the bed, which caused him to bounce on the bed when he landed. Wait, was he jumping on the bed? Anyway, he lied limp as I tried to get him dressed. It was still easy to do. It's the fact that he was being spiteful is what irritated me with him. I sighed as I came to a finish and sat up his still childish limp body.
Eat your breakfast, I said as he let his body fall back over. I sighed once more as I walked out of the room to start my chores for today, since we'll have the guests this afternoon and evening. I walked back down to the servant quarters to fill our linen closet to get a dust wand and dust his study office. At my unnatural speed, I was done dusting both rooms by the time Ciel was done with his breakfast. I cleaned up his breakfast dishes and then to the training room to start our fencing lesson for the day.
Look, you got me again, Ciel sneered as I poked the tip of the floppy sword gently on his chest.
I have floppy sword?
No, I think
it's gotta be something.
No, it's a rapier. They kind of bend like.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, fair enough. Floppy sword. You have to be able to dodge my attacks more precisely. If you don't watch your opponent's body in the direction where their limbs move, you'll keep getting hit, I said sternly.
I know, he snapped.
If you know, then what's the holdup on you dodging my attacks so correctly?
You too fast?
Too fast? Cool.
It's not actually in there, but...
Okay. No, you're just too slow!
Oh my gosh, it still works!
I retorted.
Ciel grunted under his breath and pulled off his fencing mask angrily and threw it to the floor. We're done with this for today, Ciel sighed as he breathed uneasily out of exhalation. Wait, he breathed out of exhalation. Is that like...
You're not giving up on things when it gets harder. Receiving more challenges than facing them is how you get stronger. With that is what you want. For me to show a more incredibly slow pace so you'll have a sense of accomplishment? I don't think I read that said.
Damn it, don't make it sound like I didn't try. We've been going at it for an hour now. He walked over to where I had a pitcher of water with ice in it and an empty cup to refresh him during breaks.
Well, me, I said as I walked over to the table and poured the water into the glass cup and handed it to him. You know there's only 20 minutes left of this lesson. There's no reason to give up now. I walked over to where his fencing mask was lying on the floor and picked it up. I walked back over to Ciel, who was gulping down his water. He breathed out.
He breathed out
as he finished it and looked at the mask in annoyance. He furrowed his brow and snatched it from me, saying, "Give it." I found his little tantrum quite amusing. He can take on cases, run a company, and still have time to make for his betrothed. Oh,
that's an actual word.
I don't think this...
Betrothed means you're married to somebody. Or engaged, sorry.
He can take on cases, run a company, and still have time to make for his betrothed, yet this is the tedious kind of stuff that he gets worked up about. Humans? I mean, how, is a butler like a monkey? Hold on.
Human.
Yes.
We walk to the center.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
What do we do for we? We walk to the center.
We read it together.
We walked to the center of the room and got into our stances. Ciel rolled his eyes and said,
I began. En garde.
I don't French. He dodged my hits perfectly now. What I said must have encouraged him. But what kind of butler would I be if I couldn't encourage my master to strive for better in anything he does?
Yeah. Audience might be wondering why I stopped reading like Sebastian. It's because it didn't state that he was Sebastian. It just said he.
It said I.
It said I. Yeah.
It could be just like a disembodied floating head.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Alright, you already got... Yes, okay. I picked up my pace a little to challenge him more. He began to get sloppy, trying to keep up with me.
Slow down, not that fast, he breathed out as he began to run in a circle around me. I sighed disapprovingly at him. I continued my attacks, but just at a slower pace.
You have to grow. To gain speed, you have to try me when I'm a bit faster.
No, I think that's as fast as I can handle. Ciel, breathe. Breathe. You don't conjugate breathe correctly, whatever your name is. Ciel breathed tiredly as he pulled off the fencing mask once again. I came to a halt as he sat cross-legged on the floor. He placed his hands in his lap to keep his upper body from bending or falling over.
Sweat trickled from his hair and he wheezed. I sighed once again at him. Maybe I should try another approach. I got on one knee and patted him on his back in a soothing manner. Are you alright, my lord? I now rubbed his back in a slow circular motion.
He shook his head. No.
And what's the matter? I rubbed up the nape of his neck slightly and squeezed the flesh hair. He hissed as I did so.
You know, that's you still, sorry.
Yeah. You know, I have just 15 more minutes. I'm sure you can make it, I whispered in his ear.
Suddenly his breathing calmed and he turned around and grabbed me before I could react. I fell backwards and was being kissed. He penned me. Like, he grabbed a fountain pen and just stuck it to my clothes so I couldn't get up. He penned me before I could react. Down on the floor. Although it was useless against me, I just stayed there to give him the satisfaction. Well played, he thought of sexual manipulation before me. If only he wasn't using it to get out of the lesson. He moved from my lips and began sucking on my neck hard. I bit down on my bottom lip and moaned. I wiggled my wrist from his grip, then gripped his... wrist from his grip, then gripped his waist. I mean, that's like flippy. I wiggled my wrist from his grip and then gripped his waist and flipped us over.
My lord, there's work to be done. I cooed in his ear. He simply shrugged his shoulders in disinterest.
I don't care. I'm not gonna get much work done, obviously. I looked down at him and clicked my tongue.
Why are you slacking off today?
I want something that you won't give me.
I don't think why. I'm not gonna let him have it. Why don't you just wait until you retire for the evening?
Because I'm horny now. You don't just say that. I mean, you allude to it, but you don't just straight up say that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't just talk about the fucking, 18-foot erection I have right now. For all
and just to let you know, it's glorious.
Yeah. It's like, you try to get up there, it's like scaling a mountain. And stop and train.
That's why there's no blood in your brain right now.
No.
That's why you're doing this.
Yeah. We also have to work. We also have work that has to be done now.
So what?
You know that you must put your work before pleasure. Just because you're sexually active doesn't excuse you from doing your work. So stop letting it blow up your head, I said sternly. We sat in silence as Ciel finally wiped the smug look off his face and looked in another direction. I'm putting smug Pac-Man in there.
Well, you can help me deflate a head. It's just not... Wait. You can help me deflate a head. It's just not on top. It's trying to make sense. The one heck of a writer guy is trying to make sense, but
It's a girl.
The writer's a girl?
Yes.
Whatever.
They usually are.
You know that you must put... Well, you can help me deflate a head. I don't... It's just not on top, he smirked. I frowned at him. Oh, come on, I was only joking. Why are you in such a testy mood today? He ruffed my hair gently and looked at me sincerely.
I got up from the floor to help the young master off the floor and said, oh, goddammit. Yeah. I'm not in a testy mood. I just know how to mix business and pleasure together. I straighten out my tailcoat and dusted myself off, and the young master as well.
They can also be a good combination as well. Ciel looked me square in the eyes and began to unbutton my tailcoat and loosen my tie. I just stood there and accepted that he could not be stopped. This had just happened sooner than later.
Alright, that's just that. We're gonna call it part 1 because we actually don't have much time left to do this.
Yeah, but that's for a first fanfic. It's weird.
They get pretty damn weird.
Whoever requested this for him, I think they have good taste in what can liquefy your brain the fastest.
Yeah, I didn't give her any. Don't worry, I'll make your comment. The person who did this, I'll make sure your comment is not seen by other people. Unless maybe I should just keep it there so people can read it for themselves.
Just post the image and blur out the thing or whatever.
Well, I mean, her YouTube name is the same. Okay, well, it's too late now. I'm sorry.
We can edit this out.
No, I'm leaving it. It's not my fault. She left the comment on one of my videos, and so I got the link there. And her name on here is the same as the YouTube one. So in case you want to look her up, that's her name. It's one hell of a writer. Look her up.
Wonderful. I'm really looking forward to part 2.
Yeah. We'll do that another day.
TBC.
Yes. See you guys later.
Bye.